welcome. I am Skip Elsheimer, and this is Sid, my helper this week. And we have been, God, what have we been doing? We've been like moving stuff at the archive.
A lot of stuff.
They're doing some more renovation work in the front of the archive, and so Sid and my other interns have been helping me move stuff downstairs into the film vault area. And also we set up shelves. So we set up another row of shelves. So that's what we do when we're not pulling and scanning films. And then Sid scanned some films today that we're going to watch. And you pulled some yesterday, and I pulled some, so I can't remember who did what. But anyways, we watch old 16mm films. That's what we do. And we started off with that little intro piece, which is from a 16mm copy of a Leave It to Beaver episode called The Perfume Salesman, where Beaver sells stinky perfume to his neighbors so he can get a film projector so he can do shows in his garage. And that projector was an 8mm projector. And the reel was big enough that you could probably put like a B Western on there. So realistically, he could be showing something that size, but it was clear he didn't know how to thread that thing. And also the film that I have copy was scratched, so whoever threaded that up didn't know how to run it. Okay, so this film is called Feelings. What Are You Afraid of? Enjoy.
I ran on the street. I wasn't.
Look at guy, I bet he's scared some guy.
The haunted house.
Scared of the haunted house? What does it have in the haunted house? I never been up there. I bet it's not even scary.
You look ridiculous ghosts.
Ghost? How do he look?
Not a such thing as ghosts.
How do he look?
White with a sheet over their head.
Was he moving or dead or what?
He was moving.
Like how? How do you move?
Like a person.
That scares you?
Yeah.
It's all right to be afraid. Well, what happened then? Did he call your name out?
No.
What'd he say?
Nothing. He just said, woo!
And that scared you, huh?
I thought I was turning a red because I watched this show. It was like Dracula, and and this man had long teeth, and he was all bloody. There was crocodiles and gorillas and elephants and hippopotamuses and alligators and Indians, and they were all around the boat. And the hippopotamus looked real, and the gorillas looked real, and everything was moving. He saw this man walking up the stairs without a head. And the head wasn't alone. The man was carrying the head in his hand. And my friend was it, and she hid, and we couldn't find him. So I wanted to go across the street to see if they hid across the street. And they just missed me, so I just kept on running.
Right. Howling for a while now?
And I was shaking, too.
No, was something you're afraid of.
We just had to run like anything. I was sure that they were going to see us. It was, really starting to just run like anything.
Your heart pounds?
Yeah.
Some other friends had found this trash can that was full of pads and a lot of good paper. And this lady came out.
What are you doing here? Hey!
I'll call the police on you. Don't you know this is private property? And the boy started running.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
I was really, really scared. I hopped on my bike and split.
Okay, I don't remember how old I was. I was in bed. About that big. It was really big. I went into my mother's bedroom and I started crying, and so she let me sleep in there. But we went back to my bedroom to look for the spider, but it wasn't there. I saw it on the side of the bed. It was on the middle of it, and she couldn't find it. And so I slept with her that night. And the next night she wouldn't like let me sleep with her, and I was really, really scared because, I mean, the spider was there and they didn't kill it, and it was going to get me during the night. And so, like, for a long time afterwards, I was really getting...
Well, but are they really something to be afraid of? That's going to be our little stage. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Is camera ready?
Lady had an axe?
Yeah. Okay, up on the stage. Say your name. Say your name.
Dee Dee.
And tell us your story.
Dee Dee, go ahead. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Scared.
Did your hands feel clammy?
Yeah.
Did your breath come short?
Very good. Gary, come on, jump. I'll help you. Come on, Gary. Pick your feet up. Try it. I'll catch you. Your feet will touch the floor. You can stand up here. You're not going to hurt yourself. Come on, Gary. I'll help you. I'll hold your hand. Will that be easier if I hold your hand? Okay. Let me hold your hand and then jump in the water. You jumped very good, Gary. That's it. Just wipe the water off your face. Shake the water off. It was easy. Did a very good job.
I was afraid to leave my mother. I was such a baby, you know, like.
My mother would have to drag me into the daycare because I didn't want to go because I was.
Come on.
The teacher's going to punish me.
She's not going to punish you, Kathy. Mommy's going to be late.
After like 3 years just being with your mother and having her like take care of you and feed you and, you know, like do that whole number, you know, and it's so weird when you go to school and all those people. It was so scary, and I remember I just cried and cried.
I was scared that I was that an earthquake or a fire was going to come there and hurt me or something. Hi, Gary.
John is pretending to be Christine's father.
I have to go to the dishes in a few minutes. Okay, I have to get dressed up. Now that. Now what should I do? Poor.
How does it feel to be left alone?
Sad. It doesn't
Doesn't feel good, does it? Have you ever been left alone?
Yes.
Did you think anything bad was going to happen to you?
Yes.
You did? What, like?
I felt like, oh, God, real scared. He's talking, I'm going home at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Let's go eat.
What did you do?
Well, that was delicious. I played a game on myself with checkers.
You gonna check this by yourself? What did you feel like?
I felt like maybe something like afraid of something. Like because My mom, told me to go upstairs to my room, and I'm afraid to go in that room by myself when my mom's not home.
Yeah.
I'm scared, like a ghost is gonna come out. I don't like it. Come on. Mommy! She makes the teddy bear talk, too.
Okay.
Teddy bear, something. I'm real scared because it seems like a million years since Mom has come out of that store. And I'm tired of waiting. And it's scary, too. Scary to wait. You look around here and it's so crowded and everything. Teddy bear, I'm going to tell you a secret.
And just when the little girl was feeling really sad and really lonely, her mommy came back.
Okay, Mommy, you shouldn't have locked me in a car. You know what makes me mad? What? Come.
When the little girl stopped being afraid, she felt really mad at her mommy.
Hey! No! That's what you get. And the lights go off. That's what I'm afraid of. I can't get to sleep in the dark. And the closet was wide open, and the closet door was like monster to come out. It felt like someone was gonna come out and just strangle me or something. Saw a great big man. Then he broke into the house. I dreamed that he was coming towards my bedroom. She said, "No, there's not. Don't be afraid." But she wouldn't turn the light on.
Just the same thing in the dark as it is in the light, but you still doesn't look the same. And I'd see them in the dark, and they'd turn on the light. They'd leave, and my father would say, "There's no spiders."
When I turn the light on, it goes away.
If I'm afraid, I say to myself, okay, I'm really feeling scared. I'm really feeling afraid. And sometimes I just want to run and run and run when I'm feeling afraid. And other times, I ask somebody that I trust, somebody that I really like, to hold me until I don't feel afraid anymore.
I'll hold your hand. You move one arm at a time. Push your hand against the water. See what it feels like. Give it a hard push. Kick, kick, kick. See how easy it is? It's fun. It's a lot of fun to try to do things.
I feel sure of myself. I'm not afraid.
I feel a lot safer when I'm next to her. I feel a lot better. And I don't feel scared anymore. But I'm not scared no more.
Come on. Very good.
So, I love that film. I love kids telling stories about being scared. It's pretty great. So there was a question about the diversity of the kids, and how deliberate was that? And I would say that you got to see at the end all the different places that they filmed, and the people that appeared in the film, kids that appeared in the film, were all at those different places. And it could have been a deliberate thing where they were saying like, well, this is, made for urban schools, and urban schools have people of color, so we'll just include people of color. Mm-hmm. What is more likely is that the filmmaker had access to filming at certain places because they knew somebody that worked there, and it just happened that those places had people of color. It's just like, you could say like, well, the Cornette films of the 50s, they're all white. It's all white people, and that's because Cornette was based in a mostly white suburb of Chicago, and the convenient thing was just to use kids that were in that suburb, and so they were all white kids, and so that's why that was what it was. There's a deliberateness to it, but it's also just the convenience for a filmmaker to who's accessible on that day. Like, I'm sure they didn't they didn't audition a bunch of kids. They just showed up one day and said, all right, who's here? Who wants to speak on the camera? And we'll get permission from their parents later. Yeah, that's my guess. So when you were in school, grade school, did you see films or videos about being afraid?
Not that I can remember. I never really had, I think, any like debilitating fears that really changed the way that I would interact with like certain things. Like, I wasn't super afraid of the dark or anything like that. But I think this is definitely like a good way to help kids get over certain fears by like showing other kids getting over their own things that they're afraid of. So,
yeah, I mean, and that's another thing is like, so the teaching approach in the 70s was that kids listened to other kids, and in the 60s and the 50s, it was usually some adult that was narrating, that was kind of controlling and giving the information. But at some point, they realized like, oh no, kids learn from other kids really easily. They speak the same language. Kids identify with other kids. Right. So this is a way. So you see a lot of this type of thing where kids get interviewed, both for the good and for the bad. Sometimes you have some gold stuff, like the kids talking about God. I have a film that I showed where kids talk about God, and it is so good. They ask all these questions, and they're all inappropriate, but they're wonderful. Okay, so this next film, Too Much of a Good Thing. Did you pick this one?
I did.
Yeah. And so we picked all these, and we just did it based on the title. We had no idea what it was about, but you figured out it was a Disney film. But this is like a weird Disney film in that it was made kind of with Disney money, but it was also made by somebody else, and then Disney distributed it. So this looks weird. Based on when we scanned it, we couldn't hear the soundtrack. So let's see what this one's about.
Once upon a time, there were two boys named Dwayne and Gerald. They were the best of friends. They went to school together, they played together, they even fought together. Dwayne's family was very rich. Gerald's family was very poor. Come on, Gerald, let's go inside and watch TV. Dwayne had a television set in his room. Gerald did not.
We don't like your kind around these parts.
You killed me last time. Now it's your turn to get shot. They had much fun watching television together after school, taking turns being the bad guy. Dwayne, look at this mess you've made. Now we'll have to clean it up. I promised your mother you'd be home by 4 o'clock, Gerald. It's time for you to get started.
Okay. Wanna walk halfway with me? Nah, I wanna watch the rest of this TV show.
wish I had my own TV.
Don't kill him. Are you crazy?
Dwayne's favorite program was Super Kid. He watched it so much, he began to think he was Super Kid himself. He even imagined he could fly.
Don't be frightened, Jeanette. I'll save you.
Dwayne, are you all right? That's the craziest thing I've seen you do yet. Wait till I tell your father about this.
It's not like this on TV.
I thought we were going to study. We've got that history test tomorrow. Aren't you going to study for it?
Don't crowd me, man. I'm gonna watch the TV show first, all right? Don't your mom and dad ever let you watch TV?
Sure, but not till I finish my schoolwork. Ever see the Natural History Show on Saturday? Last week it was about the Grand Canyon.
That stuff bores me. I like this one. Band X from Scotland Yard.
Good show, old boy. You haven't even started to read the book yet, have you?
I don't have time to read.
The test will only cover the first 3 chapters.
You'll give me the answers if I get stuck, won't you, Gerald?
Gerald reviewed the chapters of his book assignment. He easily answered the test questions. But Dwayne couldn't answer any of them.
Hi, Dwayne. Seems I can't count on you, old boy. Huh? It was a bit sticky in class this afternoon. I needed you and you let me down. Not very decent of you, was it, old chap? I never said I'd help you. I told you to read the first 3 chapters. You let me down. Double-crossed me. Can't let you get away with that sort of thing. Sorry, but you've got it coming, old chum.
Ouch! What did you hit me for?
I didn't mean to hurt you, Gerald.
What did you hit me for? 'Cause you hit me.
Oh, my head hurts.
Mine, too. My hand hurts, too.
So does mine. It's not like this on TV.
Later, Dwayne's teacher called his mother. She reported that Dwayne seemed tired and inattentive at school and came to class unprepared. After their evening meal, Dwayne's father scolded him and told him that he may no longer watch television while he does his homework. Dwayne, your father said no TV. All of a sudden, it was high school graduation day. Gerald had studied hard. He had learned lots of things: history, science, math, and even how to speak in another language. Gerald Bright. Dwayne did not graduate with his class, but he too had learned lots of things.
Percy Kilbride and Marjorie Main played the original Ma and Pa Kettle. Raymond Burr starred as Perry Mason for 9 years. Clint Eastwood starred as Ramrod on Rawhide before he went into feature movies. Stephen Brooks was Ephraim Zimbalist's first sidekick on the FBI. An actor's strike closed down most TV production in 1980.
Gerald graduated from college and became a construction engineer. He married a girl he'd met in college. Before long, he was president of his own company.
The bank and supermarket will go there. The mall will include several restaurants and a bakery. There will be a 3-story office building on the corner. The ambience will be traditional Western country. Hello? He's not here right now. I don't expect him back until next week.
Dwayne was not accepted into a college. He inherited his father's business instead, but he did not know how to run it successfully.
The bank and supermarket will go there. The mall will include several restaurants and a bakery. There will be a 3-story office building on the corner. The ambience will be traditional Western country.
One day, the electricity in Dwayne's office was turned off because he had not been able to pay the utility bill. Dwayne's company was bankrupt. He was out of a job. Gerald became a successful and respected architect and builder of buildings. Mrs. Bright became an art therapist and family counselor. In gratitude for their good fortune, they gave lots of money to worthwhile charities and to the college that had taught them so much. Dwayne got a job as a handyman in one of Gerald's buildings. He lives in the basement. His job is to fix things that get broken. He also cleans the building at night, between his favorite TV shows. How much TV do you watch?
Wow.
Wow.
That was nuts.
That was a good one.
I really am amazed by one, the message of that, which is it's critical of media, and it's trying to teach media criticism a little bit, but that's having that girl be the mom is just weird. And then I don't know. What's your takeaway on this?
I thought my favorite part was when they have the kid that's the plumber or the maintenance man wearing the fat suit. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I like that. I thought that was good. I think it would have been funny. I think someone in the chat suggested that that they punch each other again at the end. I thought that would have been funny. But they didn't do that. But that would have been good.
Yes. And I would say that the career path of both of them was problematic for different reasons. Like the rich architect, I don't know. I think that in the 80s, like that was respected, but I don't know. I think it's fascinating, but I also question the educational value of this is just weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys saw at the end in the credits that the teacher's guide, which I don't have, unfortunately, was written by Neil Postman, who he wrote Amusing Yourself to Death, which is a book I read in college about how technology caused weird things in our society. Like too much technology and information actually changed our trajectory. So starting with the telegraph and then printed newspapers, and then how our lives got filled with trivia, like useless information that we then somehow funneled into so we could do crossword puzzles and so we could do other things. And so it's an interesting book, and it's definitely dated, but there's some stuff that is kind of still true as far as the amount of information that we are shown. So do you remember in school, because you're still in school, you're still in high school, but was there ever any unit about being critical of media or critical of advertising or anything like that?
I don't know about being critical. I definitely would say that we've had certain moments where we've been doing like media literacy stuff, which I think is also probably equally important. But I think that maybe goes hand in hand a little bit with the media criticism. But never, I don't think ever anything just directly like, okay, here's what you should be looking out for, like critically, to like what's going wrong in these certain pieces of media or these films. But no, nothing like specifically like that.
Yeah, and part of it is also like realizing that a lot of the information you're fed when you're in school is sponsored by somebody.
That's true.
Like it's basically hidden advertising for whatever. And so speaking of that, this next film is part of a series, part of the Screen News Digest, and that was made by Hearst Metrotone, and Hearst, of course, was a big news organization, but they would have sponsors at the beginning. And this one has a sponsor I've never seen before. So you picked this one. The title's Money, Money, Money. And we saw a lot of footage of money, but we don't know what this film is about. But see who the sponsor is. It's kind of cool. Enjoy.
Kodak, a high-technology company with diversified products and a commitment to community service, brings you this edition of Screen News Digest.
October 1929. After the most spectacular rise in its history, the stock market crashes. The nation and the entire world are plunged into the Great Depression. By 1933, 12.5 million Americans are unemployed. November 1982, the stock market hits an all-time high. During that same month, 12 million Americans are out of work, almost equaling the number of unemployed during the Great Depression. Can it happen again? Are we doomed to ride an economic roller coaster plunging wildly between inflation, recession, and depression? No one has the answer, but the beginning of understanding begins with an understanding of money, what it is and how it works. For today more than ever, understanding money is essential to understanding the world and how it works. Money, money, money. It's been called the root of all evil, but in fact, it's the root of all things in our modern world. For money is the glue that holds us together as a society. It's a medium of exchange that enables us to pay the rent and buy the groceries. Money also is the means by which we can measure the value of many different things with a single yardstick or standard. Thus, we can compare the cost of an automobile and a bicycle and measure their worth in terms of the hours we must work to buy one or the other. Those purchases provide producers with the money to pay workers, suppliers, taxes, and other expenses. In this way, money circulates throughout the economy. Much of that money flows through the nation's banks and other financial institutions. Without the legal authority to print money, banks can nonetheless actually create money by making loans that add new dollars to the borrower's account. That money then becomes home mortgages, business loans, wages, new cars, and so on. And as money circulates, it eventually comes back to pay for the loans that started the cycle. And finally, money is confidence, faith in the institution that has issued it. That faith has too often been shaken in the past. The problem was that until only recently, 1913 in fact, almost anyone could print money. Local banks, the post office, even railroads and canal companies. During the middle of the last century, 15,000 different kinds of bills were issued by almost as many different institutions. If the institution went under or its money was not accepted by another bank, it was worthless. This made for periodic money panics as people scrambled to change paper for gold or other items of value. The system came crashing down in the Great Panic of 1907. Wall Street shook, and several banks across the nation folded. This in the midst of economic prosperity. Out of this turmoil came a plan to create a single national money that would be as reliable as the United States itself. On December 23, 1913, President Woodrow Wilson signed a law giving the power to regulate money, once the exclusive province of the Congress, to a central bank. It was to be called the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve System consists of a nationwide network of 12 reserve banks supervised by a board of governors headquartered in Washington, D.C. Board members are appointed for terms of 14 years in order to insulate them from day-to-day political pressures. The Fed regulates the overall banking system, distributes currency and coin, and pays the government's bills. But its most important job is to provide the American economy with money and credit.
Charged for insurance unless they either know they're being charged for it.
Government fiscal policy in the form of taxes, spending, and other actions affect the economy dramatically. The Fed attempts to adjust the money supply to accommodate the government's fiscal policy and worldwide economic conditions to the needs of a healthy economy. By regulating the amount of money available for bank loans and investments, the decisions made by the Fed affect every American and ultimately the economy of the entire world. The actual decisions to stimulate or hold back the money supply are made by the governors and Reserve Bank presidents who form the Federal Open Market Committee. One means of control is to raise or lower the percentage of reserves against deposits that banks must keep in their own vaults or on deposit with the Federal Reserve Bank in their district. By raising the percentage of reserves, the Fed reduces the bank's ability to create money by making loans. Lowering the reserve requirements increases the bank's ability to create money. Banks can also borrow money from the Fed. This money is lent at special discount rates. By raising or lowering the discount rate, the Fed, in effect, increases or decreases the bank's ability to make loans. But the Fed's most effective means of controlling the total amount of money and credit in the economy is by buying and selling government securities. At the New York Fed trading room, government securities worth hundreds of billions of dollars are traded.
Okay, looking for offerings of all coupon issues for Thursday's delivery. We want the propositions back by 1 o'clock. Okay, let's go.
Yes, we're looking for offerings.
All right, sure, we're looking for offerings of all coupon issues.
All right, we're looking for offerings on all coupon issues, like the propositions back 1 o'clock.
When the Fed buys securities, its payments ultimately add funds to the nation's banks. Conversely, every security sold takes money from a bank, thereby decreasing the amount it has to lend. More money available will stimulate the economy. But when too much money enters the system and too many dollars start chasing too few goods and services, the result can be inflation. Too much demand fuels production and speculation, and the entire economic engine eventually overheats and collapses. This was the case in 1929 when the overinflated American economy and the stock market which fueled it crashed. By the end of the year, banks all over the country were closing their doors as frightened people clamored to reclaim their savings. Factories cut back production. Businesses found themselves without customers and folded. Millions of people lost their jobs, and a chain reaction brought the entire economy crashing down. By 1932, 25% of the American workforce was unemployed, and 1 in every 6 people were on relief. To fight its way out of the Great Depression, the nation turned to new leaders, electing Franklin Delano Roosevelt president in 1932.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed effort to convert retreat into advance. This great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive and will prosper.
By pumping government money into public works and a variety of other measures, Americans were put back to work. Production increased and the economy improved. But it was the outbreak of war in Europe in 1939 that gave the American economy its greatest push. America became the arsenal of democracy, supplying the Allies with the weapons of war, and in the process put millions of Americans back to work. Recovery was complete, and the Great Depression finally ended. Today, the economy is far more complicated, but the basic rules of supply and demand have not changed. And even as we deposit our money in banks for safekeeping and to earn interest, banks put their excess cash into the bank, in this case, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Each coin and bill is carefully processed, for one of the Fed's major jobs is to supply the country with an adequate supply of currency and coin. During the week of October 27, 1982, for example, there was a little more than $130 billion in coin and currency, actual cash, floating around the nation. Still, the coins we feed video games or the paper money we pay out for goods and services represents less than 1/3 of the nation's basic money supply. For that same week in October, Americans had more than $330 billion in their checking account balances.
That'll be $137.60 with tax.
Oh, fine, I'll pay with a check.
For the year, that will add up to more than 35 billion checks written for the staggering sum of over $30 trillion. How does it work? If you wrote a check for a new stereo, the store owner deposited it in his bank. It then joined one of the more than 53 million checks the Fed clearing centers receive each day from local banks. Rent checks, paychecks, dividend checks from all over the nation are sorted and resorted at speeds as high as 2,000 a minute. It's all in the numbers. Those strange-looking symbols are printed in magnetic ink so they can be read by machines. The numbers are codes which signal which bank to charge. But even the increasingly powerful computers that have been brought online to handle the flood of checks can barely keep up with the torrent. For in the last 10 years, the use of checks has almost doubled. And so a new means of transferring money by electronic impulse has been developed. At the Fed's Transfer Center in Culpeper, Virginia, more than $120 billion each day is transferred at the speed of light. And even this system is in the process of change. The way we handle money in the future is the subject of much study by bankers such as Robert Hutchinson, Vice President, Manufacturers Hanover Trust.
A greater proportion of transactions will, over time, be conducted using plastic cards, which may access a credit line that the customer has at his bank, or in other cases, that can be used to automatically access a checking account or a savings account. I think the use of the automated teller machine itself will, in the future, be greatly enhanced. As we go down the road, retirement services will be added to this, credit lines, and even access to various types of investments that the customer could get from his institution. But probably the area that's going to have the biggest impact is the newest area in financial services, at-home banking. As this particular new development becomes widespread, customers will be able to sit in front of their TV screens with a special instruction pad or a computer keyboard to initiate payments from his account directly to the merchant or even directly to third parties, relatives, friends, etc. In addition to that, customers will also be able to access their account information such as balances that they're maintaining in their checking or savings account. They'll be also able to automatically apply for loans without ever having to go into the bank. And as a result, the banking industry will probably disappear and be replaced by what we're calling the financial services industry. And consumers will be able to get all their financial needs met by just using one institution. Those needs would include traditional products like checking and savings, time deposit accounts, but also such things as money market funds, stocks, insurance, a full range of services, virtually a financial supermarket. That's what we see coming in the 1980s.
No matter its future form, whether a blip on a screen or a blob of ink on a bill, all forms of money are merely symbols. They have value only if they can be exchanged for goods and services and act as a store of value. And as money becomes increasingly abstract, the problem of maintaining the world's faith in it becomes even more complex. How well the Fed does its job and how well the world's economy performs may well determine how well we live tomorrow. For money in all its varied forms is indeed the root of all in a modern industrial society.
This edition of Screen News Digest was brought to you by Eastman Kodak Company.
So, what's interesting is traditionally I have some other Screen News Digests, and they're actually sponsored by Manufacturers Hanover, and they interviewed that really boring dude who's talking about the future. He's from Manufacturers Hanover, and it's like, oh, wow, okay. But yeah, this was sponsored by Kodak, and at the beginning you saw that weird kind of logo thing. That was their disc camera format, which was the new sexy thing that they were trying to use. That was easier to for people to take pictures, and the cameras were smaller, and you didn't to load them. It was much easier to do. But so did that come true? His predictions about the TV with the special piece of equipment to where you could just buy things on you see on TV?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, not even a TV, of course.
Yeah.
I think even a much smaller form factor.
Yes, this little spy right here. Yeah, I love when they predict the future. But okay, so here's a piece of interesting trivia. So they talk about the Federal Reserve being in Culpeper, Virginia, and there's one of several all across the country. Well, that facility is no longer there. But it was taken over by another federal government agency, the Library of Congress, and that is where their National Audiovisual Center is. And so that's where the films, when they're donated to the Library of Congress, where they end up. And so I have been there many times. I actually did digitizing there once. And it's an awesome facility. It's like literally on the side of this mountain. It's called Mount Pony. It's a small little, basically hill. But yeah, and it used to be like a mine. Wow. And what they did is the Federal Reserve kind of made it all industrial and put all that equipment in there and had safes and vaults and all this stuff. And then when the Library of Congress came, they went in and they retrofitted it with climate control stuff and made it look to where it actually has a lot of windows, even though most of the facilities outside is underground. So it's actually a really beautiful space. So that was a weird piece of trivia. Okay, one more thing. Well, let's see. Hold on. Let me show these. All right, we're going to show Farm Boy of Hungary because you really wanted to watch that. So this is, we'll go over.
I like this one.
Yeah. So anyways, we watched visually what was happening, but we have no idea what the narration says. So let's enjoy it together.
My name is Lajos, but my friends call me Lully. I live in Central Europe on the Great Plains of Hungary. Here, most people live on farms, sometimes many kilometers from each other. Today we are going to the village market to sell my uncle's pigs. Each week people come to the market to sell things they grow and buy things they need. Today there are more sellers than buyers. My uncle could not sell his pigs. I'm sorry for him. But for me, there are many things to see. You can buy almost anything at our market. Things to wear, things to use, and good things to eat.
Nem olyan kézben, hanem...
Tessék azt, hogy 7-es vagy dekásból, nem tudom, nem érjük. Dekkára megy. Kisabbakkal arra, sokom szépen szépátjuk, húzogél, jövök a bőrögé.
Egyik egy csekében. Jár, és jövén azt, hogy kezdődött a Tudom, oda jár, ma éves. Tudom, a nem műanyag kalkónak 320. Ja, látszik.
My sister's name is Gubby, and my brother's name is Pishta. They like the rabbits I brought, and will help me take care of them. Our farm belonged to my family for a long time. We do not have many modern things yet, like electricity, but we have everything we need. We make many things ourselves. My aunt makes the best cheese on the whole plain, and she still bakes bread the old way. Most farms have their own garden. At harvest, relatives come to help. What we cannot grow, we could buy at the village store or at the market. Digging potatoes by hand is hard work, but my father belongs to a local commune where they have machines to do the work. Sunday is my favorite day. That's the day we visit my grandfather and grandmother who live in the village. I enjoy visiting my grandmother because she always has many good things to eat, and my grandfather has many funny stories to tell. Sunday in the village is fun, but I am glad I live on a farm, close to all my friends. I am sad today because summer is over and now I'll have to go to school every day except Sunday. It is only 2 kilometers to my school, but when it rains or snows in the winter, it's not much fun to walk that far.
Tehát 385 nagyobb, mint csillag 24. No, Lajos, gyere ki a táblához. Juliska, hát menj helyre. Tessék. Nos, milyen számot tudnál ide írni helyében? Ismétel csak el a példát. De a szöveget csak a számot.
300,
Pontosan.
385 nagyobb, mint a 24.
De nem 24, hanem ide a csillag helyében nekünk valamilyen számot kell írni. Milyen számot tudnál írni, hogy ez a jel igaz? Na, írd meg gyorsan.
My teacher is Mr. Sirke. There are 4 grades in my classroom. While Mr. Sirke is giving us our math lesson, the other grades get their lesson from a tape recorder.
Tehát még egyszer, alaki érték szerint milyen számokat ismerünk, hány fajta számot ismerünk? 10, igaz? Ezért tartozik a számrendszerünk a 10-es számrendszerbe. Helyi érték szerint viszont hány fajta helyi értékű számok vannak? Nem sok? Hát sok, hát rengeteg, végtelen, igaz? Hiszen így ezt a
We work hard at school, but we always have homework to do. My brother wants to live in the big city when he grows up, and my sister too. But I think I will stay on a farm to work the land like my father and his father before him.
Lots of Gabors. Or Gabbers.
Must be a popular name.
Yeah. So it was all Hungarians that made that. And it looked like it was paid for by the Hungarian Tourist Board. Yeah, it's fascinating. I have a lot of films from the 70s and 80s that look at other cultures, especially Eastern European places, because we were beginning to reach out to those countries and show accurate portrayals of how they were living. And no TVs in their bedrooms. That somebody made that comment, but I don't know. Could be an idyllic life though, like kind of cool. But I get why the brother and the sister wanted to go to the big city because, there's so much more to do in the big city.
Farm life is not for everyone.
Yep, that's true. So there's a TV show about that featuring Gabor, Green Acres, which also features a pig. All the comments seem to be very related to Green Acres with Arnold Ziffel, the pig. But yeah, fascinating.
I thought the music in that one was great.
Yeah.
I thought that pretty incredible.
Yeah, kind of Hungarian Prague a little bit. But yeah, thanks for picking those. So tomorrow you'll be with me, and then I have my other intern, Ayana, and I'm going to let you guys experience Guardiana, Safety Woman, and we'll watch 3 episodes, of which the third has never before been seen online. Like, exciting. I have not found any example of it, and I was down in the dumps and I scanned it and I was like, oh my god, I found it. I found the third one. So I'm very excited to show this to you guys, but also to you guys. So thanks for watching today. Thanks for your comments. If you like what you saw, Jeremy, I think you donated via the super thanks button early on, and I forgot to thank you, but thanks to everybody for watching and contributing, and we will be back again tomorrow. Oh wow, somebody said Gabor Szabo wrote Gypsy Queen by Santana. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah. All right, everybody have a great rest of your Thursday, and we will see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Thanks, Sid.